So I did not mention this in my last video, which was my 6 prestige stats video. And just in case any of you guys missed it, I'll leave that video's link down in the description below. But I completely forgot to mention what I permanently unlocked from my 6 prestige and why I unlocked it. And I think it's really important, and I wanted to cover it with you guys here on the channel. And we're going to get into all of that in this commentary, which is going to be one of my longest commentaries to date. For those of you guys that do know me, you know I do not do cut comms. I got to do all this with one take, so it's going to be a little bit tough, and I may freeze up a little bit. Hopefully I get through it. It is a long one, but again, I got this. I'm feeling good, so hopefully you guys will stick with me for the whole ride. Welcome to my Call of Duty gaming channel. I am Nessinator. Now, the gameplay that you guys are watching in the background is me on the map Fringe in a game of Safeguard where I dropped 72 kills with the Vesper, and me and my buddy just go ham on this other team. If you guys do not want to stick around for the whole commentary, and I understand it is a long video, I definitely urge you to at least go to the end of the video and check out the final scoreline and see how my friends and I pub stomped this team. It was insane. I think unedited this video was around 20 to 25 minutes, and these Safeguard games can go a long time if you know how to prolong them, you know how to control the rounds, and really dictate the pace of the game, man. These games can last forever. So anyways, let's get a little bit into that. I want to talk a little about Safeguard with you guys first. Now, Safeguard, of course, if you guys have or have not played it, it is the only one outside of Demolition where you could still spawn trap. You know, the enemy team never flips spawns. They always spawn on their side. So if you're playing alongside other players, you're playing as a team, these are the playlists you want to go to practice spawn trapping and just have a great time kill whoring and all that stuff. So, you know, you're going to see that here in the background. And my buddies and I have this system, right, in Safeguard where we know how to extend these rounds to the maximum time allotted and still win the game. Because you want to get a lot of kills, but you still want to win the game. You don't want to lose the game. Now, I'm not sure if many of you out there play Safeguard or have played Safeguard, but for those of you that do not know, this is a round-based game, just like Domination is, for instance. And in round 1, for instance, either you or the enemy team has to escort a robot across the map into the enemy team spawn to score a win for that round. Now, the way we extend the game is this, and I'll get a little bit into the permanent I'll get into the permanent unlock in just a little bit. I want to go over this. So if the enemy team gets to escort if the enemy team, for instance, gets to escort the robot first, which is probably the most ideal situation, we as a team will try to hold them from scoring the robot, obviously. Now, this is a good time to measure out their skill level, to see if they're playing the OBJ, to see if there's gonna be a problem, if we can even play this style, or if we just gotta play to win. But this is the time that we do it, and this is the time we judge to see how aggressive they're gonna be. Now, if we're keeping the robot in the middle of the map and we have them spawn trapped and there's no problems, then what will happen then is we'll go up at the end of the round because we'll stop them from scoring. It'll be 1-0, and in the next round we'll have to score. And if we do score, then we'll win the game 2-0. We don't want to do that. So what we'll do is we'll escort our robot all the way up to the enemy team's base, spawn trap them, and intentionally not score, so it ties the game 1-1, and then we go into the overtime rounds. And again, you'll see all that in this gameplay in the background, and that's how a lot of people on Safeguard can dictate the pace of the game and get a lot of kills. So that's what you're seeing here in the background. Just wanted to show you guys that, me milking kills, us kind of playing, you know, this other team, letting them think that, oh yeah, you know, you're winning, we're tied, and you're winning, you know, whatever. And in the end, we're just really just trying to get kills, but we really have control the whole time. Now, you got to be careful with this system. It can be a little bit tricky. If you misjudge your competition, you know, you could lose the game. It's happened to us before. And not only that, if you are, you know, pub stomping the other team, people will quit out, new people will come in, and guess what? Well, you don't know these new people, and sometimes they play the OBJ hard, and then you're just gonna get hit with the curveball that you didn't see coming. And again, it's just a really tricky system, but if you can master it, it's just a lot of fun. They do last a long time, but it's a lot of fun. But anyways, enough about Safeguard. Let's get into what I want to talk about here, which is what I permanently unlocked in my 6 prestige, and why I think it's probably one of the best perks in the game, and probably one of the most underrated. And I'm sure you guys are all familiar with it, and that is the perk Scavenger. You know, I think it was Black Ops 2 was the last title where Scavenger not only replaced your ammo, but it replenished your lethals and your tacticals. I think in Ghost and as well as in Advanced Warfare, it only gave you ammo. So I really didn't use Scavenger that much after Black Ops 2, but in this game, you get your lethals and tacticals back. And if you guys have been watching the gameplay in the background, I'm sure you guys have been seeing me spam lethals and tacticals all day long. And man, this has definitely become a staple in my custom loadouts. I really enjoy this class. I'm going to give you guys my custom class, the way I run it. And I got to tell you guys, man, I used to run hardwired all the time for perk number 2. I still have a lot of classes with hardwired on, and the reason because of that is I like to run Ghost and Dead Silence. I like to be quiet and stealthy, and I would realize that these enemy players would be turning around when I got close. I'm like, well, how did they know I was coming? And I realized they had 6th sense. So once I realized that, I started running hardwired, and hardwired, Ghost, and Dead Silence is probably my holy trinity of perks that I run in this game. That's just the ones that I usually run on all my class loadouts. But again, I do have different ones that I like to switch things up on. And now that I found the Scavenger one, this is definitely something that I just enjoy to use, man. It's just a lot of fun to spam nades, and if the other team is not running any tactical mass, which does happen, oh man, they feel like they're getting trolled, because every single time they see you or every time they turn a corner, they're getting hit with a concussion or a flashbang. And I know this can seem kind of newbie, and like I said, it can kind of seem trolly, but it's a really effective, class loadout, and I recommend it to you guys to at least try it out. My little quick thoughts on concussions and flashbangs. Now, of course, I use both of them, and now I can see why flashbangs, it takes a little while longer to unlock them. And it's simple, man. Flashbangs are way more effective than concussions in this game, in my personal opinion. Yeah, concussions slow you down. Yeah, concussions can freeze you up for a little bit. But flashbangs, man, it's just, you can't see anything. If one of those things lands in front of your face, your whole screen turns white. You have no idea where you're going, where anybody's at. I love just throwing flashbangs in front of enemy players sometimes and just seeing their reaction. They just start wildly shooting and turning in circles. It's great. And the flashbangs are just way more effective than concussions, in my personal opinion. And honestly, I may consider permanently unlocking them in my next prestige. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not saying I'm relying on them heavily now, but I just really enjoy this class, and it's really effective, and I think I'm going to have it as a staple custom loadout for a while. So I'm thinking about doing it. I don't know yet. I got to see at what level you unlock flashbang grenades. I don't remember that. If you guys do, let me know down in the comment section below, and let me know what you guys prefer to use, concussions or flashbangs. But that is definitely my personal opinion on those two things. Now, let's go into my class loadout, which I'm going to give you guys my setup. And of course, here you guys see me using the Vesper, but pretty much pick any SMG you want, whichever one you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with the Razorback, if you're comfortable with the Pharaoh, if you're comfortable with the VMP, whatever. Throw on an SMG, because this is a run and gun class. You want to get in people's faces, you want to continue to flashbang, concussion, and keep moving. So use an SMG, use that for one of your pick 10 spots. Throw on 2 attachments on that bad boy. I like to throw on stock, and I like to throw on grip or extended mags. With my Vesper, I definitely like to throw on stock and grip, but again, sometimes I throw on extended mags because you burn through the ammo real quick. And of course, as you guys know, you burn through ammo really quick with the Vesper, so it's also good to have Scavenger, because this is a Scavenger class, but it definitely complements this little SMG. So I like to throw on the Vesper with stock and grip. Now, for my first perk, I'll use Ghost, because again, I'm not going to be running a Black Cell launcher or anything like that, and you want to stay off the mini-map, so I run Ghost. This is going to be a highly mobile class, so you don't want to be on the radar at any point. Second perk, obviously Scavenger. Now, for the perk 3, you want to throw on a perk 3 wild card, and there's 2 perks here I'm going to recommend. Again, this is personal preference. I would run Dead Silence, because I do not like to be on people's headsets that much. I know that if you do not rock Dead Silence, you're just too loud. So I prefer Dead Silence. And of course, with the second one in perk 3, I rock Tac Mask. You don't want to sit there and be flashbanging yourself. You definitely want to run Tac Mask, because there are going to be those times where you're in close quarters and you just throw a flashbang or concussion in front of you, and you don't want it to affect you as well as the enemy team. So again, Tac Mask is a good one. And then of course, for your 2 nades, now this one here, again, this is preference, but what I like to run is 2 flashbangs. I like to just continue to throw flashbangs out, but some people like to put on a flashbang and a Simtex, or a flashbang and a frag, or 2 concussions, whatever. I prefer 2 flashbangs. That's just my personal preference in the whole thing. So let me know down in the comment section below if you guys have any kind of class loadouts that you want to share, if something is similar in that, or maybe little tweaks in that custom class that I can maybe try out. But you guys can see here in the background, I'm having a lot of fun running Scavenger, and I just don't think a lot of people are turning to this perk as of yet, and it's definitely worth a permanent unlock. You know, I did it on my 6th prestige. Would I have done it earlier? Maybe. I don't know. I think I've been pretty good with picking my permanent unlocks thus far, but it's definitely worth consideration if you're going through the prestige ranks in your first 5 to 6 prestiges. So just letting you guys know my personal opinion there. And a last little tip and trick for you guys out there playing Safeguard. I completely forgot to mention this. I know you guys see me running a weird trio of score streaks in here: UAV, counter UAV, and the HCXD. I'm not sure why I was running these low score streaks. Maybe I was trying to get a calling card or something. But in general, you want to run low score streaks in Safeguard. You only get 50 points per kill, and it could be a little long and a little difficult to get you know, higher end score streaks in this game. It's just really not plausible. So my recommendation would be stay away from the higher end score streaks. Keep it low, keep it simple. You know, the effective score streaks to use would be Sentries and even the Guardian. You know, you could throw off the enemy team, because again, these enemy robots have a predetermined route, and if you throw a Guardian anywhere near that, that can definitely help your team win if you're out there lone wolfing. But this is a playlist I like to play as a team. I don't think I would play this by myself because it takes a lot of teamwork. Same thing with Demolition. There's just certain playlists I wouldn't touch by myself. You know, Search and Destroy is probably another one, even though I don't play that much Search in the first place. But there's just certain playlists I just wouldn't play with myself. I mean, I stick to KC or Domination for that. That's just my personal opinion. Anyways, I pretty much got through this whole commentary. Holy crap, I didn't make too many errors. I think it's pretty good for what it was. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the gameplay in the background and my tips and tricks and all that stuff about Safeguard. Thanks for all your views, all your subscribes, all your likes. I really do appreciate all the support, guys, and I do, you know, I just really do appreciate it. The channel's growing. I think it's great. I have a lot of good gameplay still coming up for you guys, so hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Keep throwing me likes, keep throwing me comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one. This is Nessinator, and I'm out.